guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually on a time crunch. I'm getting ready to head out to a baby shower slash baby reveal, and I did not realize this, but the drive is like an hour and a half away. So luckily I woke up early and started to get ready early, so I'm still good, but I just need to leave in like the next 30 minutes. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about something that I think is very important. I come from a culture that does not recognize mental health, or I should say that does not recognize the gravity of mental health, right? To a certain extent. So in case you guys don't know, I'm Haitian. So I'm Haitian American. My family's from the Caribbean. So that's the foundation of that statement. And when I say that, I mean, if you're feeling sad, or if you're feeling frustrated, or if you're feeling angry, the attitude is usually like, get over it, right? Stop dwelling in that feeling, move on, you're good. And sometimes when we have that attitude towards our feelings, we tend to internalize a lot of things. And when we internalize a lot of things and we bottle up those emotions and our thoughts are constantly going, to me, at least personally, that leads to a feeling of anxiousness and anxiety. I'm not going to call out other cultures that I think personally emulate that same approach. So I'm just going to stick to what I know about myself and my culture. But if you guys can relate, keep on watching this video, because I have 3 tips that I personally use to help, alleviate some of that anxiety and to make me feel better. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am definitely, for this baby reveal, I am team girl. Yes, I am. So I did like some pink eyeshadow and some pink blush. I kept the makeup very subtle because, child, I'm going to have on, pink in my outfit. The blazer, the heels, I'm going to have pink on. But if you want to see that look, definitely check out my shorts and also check out my TikTok. So you can go over to either the YouTube shorts or my TikTok to see what I end up wearing to this baby shower slash gender reveal. So the first tip that I have is quite simple. And excuse me guys, I still have to do my lips. And it's quite difficult speaking and lining the lips, right? But I can go ahead and fill it in. So the first tip that I have to kind of help with your feeling of anxiousness and anxiety is quite simple, and it's to protect your energy. Now, everyone likes to say this, but in real life, y'all not doing it. And I don't understand why. And the reason why I say in real life you guys don't do it, because I'm constantly judged for doing it. So what do I mean by protect your energy? That means don't pick up that phone call. It's somebody who tends to trigger that anxiousness or, make it worse. If they're calling, don't answer. If they text, don't respond until you're good and ready to engage in that conversation. Decline that invitation to the club. Your environment is very important. If you find solace in being around your family, then don't go out and stay in with your family. If you find solace in being alone at home, maybe reading a book, journaling, or watching a movie, don't go out. Decline that invitation to the club. Like, I just feel that in real life, people like to make decisions to appease other people, and you're not doing anything to kind of protect your mental peace and your mental space. And it's not always drastic, right? It's not always like, oh my God, I need some peace. I need to ground myself. No. It could just really be you're exhausted from work, your mind is racing, and you just need a nap. But your homegirl calls you and they're like, oh, today we're going out, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's okay to say, girl, you know what? Not tonight. I just need to rest. My body needs it. My mind needs it. It's okay to decline invitations to go out or to go to places. It's they will survive, and most importantly, you will survive. Another way that you can protect your energy is reevaluate your circle. And when I say reevaluate your circle, I want to be clear. It doesn't mean that the people around you are terrible people and bad influences and you need to cut them all off. That may be the case for some, but I want us to think in terms of the day to day, right? So we're not going from 0 to 100 on this on implementing these tips, okay? So, what do I mean by reevaluate your circle? It could be that, you know what, these homegirls that I have over here or these homeboys that I have over there, they're not people that I want to hang out with every single day. Maybe once a month, once a year, or maybe you need to cut them off. That's up to you, right? So check in with your feelings. How do you feel around them? Do you feel like that you always have to put on when you're around them? If you feel that way, maybe you might want to reduce your interactions with them. Do you feel that you're constantly being picked on or judged or manipulated in any type of way, from major to minor, right? You might want to reduce your interactions with those people. Let's take it up another notch. They may be cool. You guys are energetically on the same level, but your lifestyles are drastically different. So if somebody got 11 kids and you have no kids, and you feel like whenever you hang out with them, that's the topic of discussion, and you can't really contribute to that conversation, but that's all they can talk about, it may be that, okay, you guys are in two different seasons of your life, and they're still a great person that you can check on from time to time, but they're not your everyday person that you want to talk to, right? So these are just some examples that I want you guys to think about when you're reevaluating your circle. Another way you want to protect your energy, reevaluate what you watch and what you listen to. Now, listen, this is a judgment-free zone, okay? I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of Atlanta, all those shows. So I'm not judging anyone, right? But I stopped watching those shows a long time ago, not because I thought they were so bad, but because I felt like I had other priorities, right? I needed to focus on, at the time I was in grad school, I needed to focus on that. So I didn't want to be like, oh my God, every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, let me go ahead and sit on my couch and watch this show so I can keep up. It's really all about where you are in your season of life. If you have things that you want to focus on, things like those shows and certain types of music can kind of disrupt you energetically. And you may not realize it at first, but pay attention to your mood shifters, right? It's hard to explain, but it's something that you do want to get in tune with. Music wise, right? So those were examples of shows, but music wise, I'll be the first to tell you, I love my ratchet music. I do. I love my rap and hip hop. I do. But there are times when you're like, I don't want to hear bend it over, wind up on me, back that up. Sometimes you need to be in a headspace with where you're trying to go. Okay? And again, judgment-free zone. If I do accept that invitation to go out, I don't do clubs no more. I don't do clubs, but I'll go to like a lounge or a restaurant that has dope music playing. Okay, if I'm going into that environment and I am in the mood to receive that energetically, cool. I'll go ahead and listen to that on my way going out. But on my day to day, when my mind needs to be focused and I have certain goals that I want to accomplish, I'm not listening to that type of music. Again, pay attention to your mood shifters. Mood shifters are things that shift you energetically, okay? And things that shift you energetically can trigger your anxiety. That's the framework that I'm giving this advice on, because the point is, how can you help soothe and rein in your anxiety? You want to pay attention to those things. I feel like I've been rambling and time is running, y'all. So let's move on to point number 2. So, tip number 2 in calming your anxiety is to, I don't like this. Let's switch lipsticks. I'll be right back. I literally like threw that lipstick away. I had it for way too long and I'm just like, why am I applying this and why do I have this? Okay, so yeah, this one is way smoother. That's a pretty pink. So the second way that you can calm your anxiety is to ground yourself. I used to hear this a lot and it used to irritate me because I'm not the kind of person that likes to do yoga and, meditate in like the traditional sense. I am very much an active person. I like to be active and I like to do things that I'm like constantly doing something. But grounding yourself is quite helpful when you have anxiety. The reason why I even was like, let me hop on camera and record this is because I just completed doing one of my grounding methods and I was just like, yo, I need to share this. When I say ground yourself, what I mean is to find a way to quiet your mind and your spirit. You're doing something where you're not thinking at all. You're just like in silence and you're reaching into yourself and you're just being still. Just being still. So how do I do that? This is one of the ways that I do it. I like to take showers in the dark. Now, grounding yourself can be done on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Me personally, with the lifestyle that I have, I need to do it on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. It's definitely not possible for me to do it on a daily basis. So I do mine on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So the way I did it today, I turned off all the lights in the bathroom, got my things ready for a shower. Now, of course, you don't want to be in pitch black, right? Because you need to be able to see what you're doing, what you're grabbing for. So if you're a bath kind of girl, you can have candles all around. If you are a shower girl like me, you can turn off all the lights. And if you have like one of those plug-in night lights, plug that in and you have a little glow. Or depending on where you are, if you have a window in your bathroom, you can turn off all the lights and just have natural light coming through. I love it. Personally, I like to, while I'm taking that dark shower or shower in the dark, I like to listen to music that doesn't cause me to think. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm listening to jazz music, I'm listening to classical music, I'm listening to slow jams that has an Afro fusion to it because that's my personal taste. You guys can listen to slow jams, whatever you prefer. And I'll go ahead and share, I'll insert a clip of the playlist that I like to turn on when I'm doing my shower in the dark. Another thing that's important for me personally is when I'm listening to this music, I want to hear music that I'm not familiar with, right? Because the point is to quiet your mind and to not think. So if you're singing along to Keisha Cole and you're singing along to Jodeci, you're not really quieting your mind. You're singing along to TLC, Lauryn Hill, you're not really quieting your mind. I want you to literally not think. Because when you put yourself in that state of mind, it's like your nerves just like simmer down. It just goes all the way down. And I just feel very, very calm. Calm, grounded, and rested. So that's what I personally like to do. And while you're taking that shower, take your time. Luckily for me, it's just me. I don't have a roommate. I don't have children. I don't have a partner. I'm able to do this in silence and solitude. And if you're able to do that, I suggest you do it. If you're in a house full of people, you might want to go ahead and rent that Airbnb for a day or get a hotel room for a day. If you have a spouse, you might want to explain to them why you're doing it. You can share this video and tell them, hey, she suggested it. Ain't nothing crazy going on. But it's worth it. If you have children and you have a village that you can go ahead and drop your children off just for a couple of hours or half a day so that you can go ahead and do this for yourself, it's so worth it. And then when you do it, you feel so calm and at peace, and your mind is quiet. Your mind is calm. Your mind is not feeling anxious. And that is the goal of this. Another thing that I like to do while taking this shower in the dark, I like to use scents that I enjoy. So aromatherapy is very important to me. I like to use natural oils. So for example, if I have a migraine and my mind is like constantly going, and my neighbor upstairs or my neighbor's dog is like causing me to have anxiety because they're constantly barking and making noise. I like take a natural oil. I have this natural oil that I purchased from Dubai. Let me show you guys real quick. I have a migraine and I just need to calm down. I go ahead and take a little bit of this wild mint body oil. It's a natural oil. I got this from Dubai, but I'm sure if you go ahead on Amazon or just Google natural oils mint, you can find one. And I'll just take a dab of this and put it on my temples, behind my ears, just so I can get that whiff of aroma. If I'm going out and I have just completed my grounding method and I just want to feel uplifted and happy, I go ahead and reach for an oil like this. You can tell I love this. Like, this is complete. This is new. I also purchased this from Dubai, but they do have this from time to time. It's not always available. They do have it from time to time on Amazon. Check out my Amazon storefront and I'll have a link to this. This smells so freaking good. I love oils. I prefer oils. If you have difficulty finding an oil, I also like oil perfumery. I'm not going to go and get that. I literally have like 20 of their perfumes. And you can find something, a scent that makes you feel good, that makes you feel light and happy. And, oh, this smells so good. Aromatherapy. So you can do that during your shower and have some body washes and body oils and body scrubs that make you feel invigorated and energized or even calm while you're taking those showers. Or you can use something after you shower, like these oils, lotions, to kind of bring it all together after your grounding method. So the last and third tip that I have to help calm your anxiety is to operate in certainty. What do I mean by that? This is something that I've noticed is also very cultural for us in the Haitian community. We understand the power of words and we understand the power of feeling. We may go out of our way to not recognize certain feelings like sadness, depression, and all that, but we understand that the things that we say trigger the things that we think, which trigger how we act. Even though my mother never used the words manifestation, she never used the word affirmation, she never used those things, but the way her mind thinks and the things that she would say align with that terminology 100%. So what do I mean by operate in certainty? Never operate in fear and never operate in hesitancy. If you're about to do something and there's a hesitancy in your spirit, you might want to check that, because it may be fear and it may be caution. If it's fear, affirm yourself and let yourself know that it's okay and that you've got this and you go for it. But if it's a feeling of caution, you might want to listen to that. Like, there's no reason why you're just going out to dinner and you feel this feeling, like this feeling of hesitation. And when you tap into that hesitation, there's this feeling of caution, like, should I really go out today? The way Haitians do it, especially Haitian mothers, they'll be like, I had a dream. But for those of us who are non-dreamers like myself, I just tap into my intuition and I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't go out today. And I lie to you guys not. Whenever I ignore that feeling, either something bad happens or I just feel like I wasn't fulfilled by that outing and that I should have stayed home. This kind of goes hand in hand with reevaluating the environments you're going into, and this goes into reevaluating the circle that you're hanging out with. If you know, yo, these people are dope, I feel great around them, go for it. If you're about to embark on a journey, a business venture or whatever, and there may be a component of that business or a major decision that you need to make about that business, and you have that feeling of hesitancy that is rooted in caution, you might want to be like, okay, let me think about this real quick before I make that decision. And everyone will tell you, I do not care how I do not care how other people feel when I want to tap into that hesitancy and ask questions. I am that girl that will ask 2001 questions and I need you to answer every single one and then I'll make a decision. That's just what it is. Can't nobody force me to jump headfirst into something that I feel, I don't think I want to do that. And I may not have a reason, but I just know I don't want to do that. And that's not for me. And that's okay. So some of the ways that I practically operate in certainty is that I think through what it is that I want to do and then I make a decision. Because once I think through something, I feel affirmed in that decision. So that's one way that I do it. Another way that I like to do it is affirmations. Whether I'm listening to affirmations or I'm telling myself certain things in my mind or I write certain things down. So let me give you guys an example. In my planner, like let's say I want to buy a new car. And I know because I've thought through my choices and I've now made a decision. At this point, I know what kind of car I want, what year, what color, and I know when I want to have it, right? I will literally 3 months from now write in my planner, get the keys to my new car, or so excited for this new car that I'm driving off the lot, or something. Let me go and see what's in my planner for 3 months from now. It might be personal, but anyway, depending on how I'm feeling, especially if it's a decision that I'm making that's to happen in the future, I would randomly pick a month from 2 or 3 months from the day that I'm having these thoughts and making my choices. And I will write on that month. I'm so old school. I like to do everything handwritten in my planner. I will write down an affirmation associated with the decision that I made. And I'm telling you guys, it never ever fails. I'll completely forget that I even made that choice. And it's in my subconscious and I'm operating in that subconscious. And then when the month comes, I'm like, oh my God, I accomplished that. Or, oh my goodness, this happened. Or, wow, it hasn't happened yet, but I needed this reminder to go ahead and get that done. I'm gonna go ahead and share some of the things that I have in my planner. So this is from a couple months ago. I put down, setting boundaries is meant to protect you. Master implementing them without guilt. This is from a couple months ago because I found myself second guessing the choices that I was making. And I was like, I would kind of want to take into consideration how other people felt about the choices I was making for myself. But I needed to make those choices to what? Protect my energy. And I needed to protect my energy so that I would stop feeling anxious. So at that time, I was like, I really need to exercise this muscle. And I went ahead and put into my planner, setting boundaries is meant to protect you. Master implementing them without feeling guilt. And where am I now? This was in, let me see if I can show you guys without sharing the rest of my planner. So this was in February. So at the top of the year, I wrote that. And I'm now at a place where I have no issues implementing boundaries, and I sure do not feel guilty when I implement them. Another example, the following month, I wrote down in my planner, I actually wrote two things. So I'll go ahead and share that. This is from March. Guys, we're like way past that month. So I'm sharing with you what I wrote in advance. And then I was exercising that muscle subconsciously. And I'm now at the place where it's second nature to me. And these are things that I rarely feel anxious anymore. So these are the things that I have been doing that are now second nature. And I really, really hope that I'm making sense in this video and that you guys find this helpful, because it has helped me a lot. Let me wrap this up. But the thing that I wrote in March, I said, be proactively reactive and not reactively proactive. So this is something I heard from somewhere. I didn't write down where I heard it from. I can't remember where I heard it from. But anyway, this goes in line with operating in certainty. So you want to be proactively reactive and not reactively proactive, which means don't become proactive after the fact. Set your intentions beforehand so that you're not reacting to whatever life throws your way. Trust me, life will life. We all know, but we're talking about things that we can control. So if you know that you don't enjoy doing X job, okay, instead of waiting to get fired or waiting to be so miserable that you upset yourself so much and that you walk off the job and you quit, instead of doing that, make a plan and be like, what is it that I do enjoy, or what is it that what skill can I learn and then learn to love to do so that I can get myself out of this job. Setting intentions, operating in certainty, and reacting proactively as opposed to letting things happen to you and then you're like scrambling and trying to figure things out, and then you're in like this constant chaotic state of anxiety. Take hold of your life. That has helped me. I don't know about the rest of you guys. And last, I'll share this one, also from the month of March. I said, everything you want is already yours. Believe and it shall be. Y'all, I was going through some things and I was just making some decisions in my life. And I was like, yo, I already know I'm finna get this. Okay? Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am the child of God. Ask and ye shall receive. That's what he told me. So I operate in certainty. I don't operate in fear. I already know that the things that I want will be, and God will provide it for me. I've gotten to that place where I can't even hear people being pessimistic. Like it doesn't even, when people speak in doubt, I'm just like, bro, I can't engage in that conversation, because that's literally, I don't think like that anymore. I can't think like that anymore. I can't afford to think like that anymore. Energy is currency, y'all. You can't afford to operate in fear. You can't afford to operate in doubt. So write these things down, whatever works for you, to remind yourself until it's in your subconscious, until you can just like, we're all human, right? So when you do have that moment of doubt, it just pops in your mind to combat that thought, and it's out of your psyche. I strongly believe in not operating in fear, but operating in certainty. And then in order to operate in certainty, you want to have affirmations, make choices with intention, and just be proactive in all the things that you want to do in your life. Anyway, guys, I have been rambling. I really hope that these 3 tips to combat your anxiety was very helpful, and the practical tips that I gave you guys to implement these steps are helpful. Comment down below and let me know what are some things that you do. I can learn from you guys. Maybe there's a method that you use that I can go ahead and incorporate into my life. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys another time.